What's up YouTube, it's your boy Infinite Gains, and we're back with the GME and AMC update video. Let's lock in. So we had some pretty crazy price action today. We made a high of around 32.60, so that was awesome, man. And we were able to finally break that $30 zone that we've been talking about. We were able to push higher on this weekly time frame above that 28-27 zone. Really just great price action today, something that we really wanted to see. So before we get into the rest of the video, I'm going to be going over GME macro, AMC macro, and then we'll go over some shorter time frame stuff. We'll be going over costs, MicroStrategy, Bitcoin, and then a extra throw-in stock at the very end, a little bonus. Also, guys, make sure to join the Discord. We're almost at 200 members, guys. 200. We're literally at 199. So whoever joins next is going to be the 200th member. So that's going to be awesome, guys. And make sure to join me on x.com. I send updates there. I love chatting with you guys in the Discord. It's a lot of fun. And appreciate having you guys in there. So yeah, make sure it'll be in the comments, it'll be in the description, everything like that. So just make sure you check that out and join, because it's fun having a little community and sharing ideas and stuff. Anyways, let's hop into the video. This is gonna be one of my members asked me to make it, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So we're full sending on this video. Let's quickly go over GME macro. And I've kind of seen a lot of people on x.com and whatnot have this kind of idea of GME. They kind of point down here to the pre-2021 move, and they're saying, hey, we kind of make a bottom here, we have this huge pump, and then we kind of have this flagging pattern, and they kind of point to the May move, and they kind of say, hey, this looks super similar, right? And so the next stage is going to be this, consolidation pattern. I'm not against that idea. Maybe having this kind of slow-ass move, where you kind of build up here and then kind of zoom up. I'm not against that idea. I'm not saying that it's impossible, but preferably that doesn't happen, right? Preferably that doesn't happen, and I'll kind of show you what I'm kind of thinking about, GME in terms of kind of this cycle or whatnot. We've definitely gone over this in previous videos, but let's just do kind of a quick overview, and then we'll try to color code it to kind of make it easier to kind of understand, right? And so what do we have here, right? We have pulled up the 200 SMA. This 200 SMA is your red line right here, right? This is your 200 daily, or actually we're on the weekly right now, but I have it pulled up as the 200 daily simple moving average, right? And so what do we notice about price action under the daily 200? It's in a downtrend, right? And so let's quickly just try to color code this. We have our downtrend price action here. This is our downtrend and price action. We'll color this blue, right? Then we have a bottoming pattern here. GME has a bottoming pattern. We will color this, we'll make it yellow, right? GME has an expansion here. And what does this expansion looks like? It looks like a consolidation pattern with higher highs and higher lows, right? So GME has this consolidation and a flag that makes higher highs and higher lows, right? Once this consolidation pattern is broken, then this is whenever you finally achieve the squeeze move, right? So you finally achieve the squeeze move, and we'll color that green, and we'll color this consolidation pattern, we'll make it red, right? So we have our downtrend in price under the daily 200 SMA. We then have our bottoming pattern, right? Price bottoms and then consolidates. Here we have expansion of price, and what do you notice about price action here is it actually is able to break above the daily 200 SMA. So we're able to fully break above the daily 200 SMA and stay above it. And what do you notice about price action once the daily 200 SMA is broken? We'll take our brush. You notice that price enters a consolidation pattern with higher highs and higher lows, right? So higher highs and higher lows. Once this consolidation is broken, you achieve the MOAS move that we all know from 2021 that leads to 1,000+% move, right? And so let's see where we are currently in the cycle if this is repeating. Let's pull out our rectangle. This price action here is below the 200 SMA and makes a perpetual downtrend, right? Makes a perpetual downtrend, a macro downtrend. So we'll color this blue, right? So price is under the 200 SMA. It's making a downtrend. Price here is below the 200 SMA, making a downtrend, making a macro downtrend. Then we have our bottoming pattern and a break above the 200 SMA. So you have your bottoming pattern of price and a break above the 200 SMA, and we'll color that yellow, right? So next up would be this consolidation pattern that we will color red. So next up in price is this consolidation. Now, what do you notice? What do you notice about price action here? So we have our bottoming in price pre-2021. We have our bottoming in price in May, pre-May move. And then we have a consolidation pattern above the 200 SMA. We now have a consolidation pattern above the 200 SMA. And so what do you notice about this pattern is that it makes higher lows. The pattern makes higher lows conversely against this 3-year long downtrend, right? Remember, below the 200 SMA, we only make downtrends. We only make lower lows. Above the 200 SMA, we only make higher lows. That's all we do. That's all price action does. Post-May, once the 200 SMA is broken right here, price makes higher lows. That's all it does. That's all price is doing. It's making higher lows. And so we have already been in a consolidation pattern since May, right? Since May, we have been in a consolidation pattern that has only made higher lows, right? And so our next move is essentially the expansion. Our next move is this green box that will make green. This is our next move in the GME cycle, whatever you want to call it. And so that's what I'm thinking is the equivalent, is that you don't necessarily want to see this slow-ass move, is that you do want to see price rapidly take off from here, right? I'm not against the idea of it taking until December, until late December, maybe January or something. I'm not against that idea. But considering that, we are on the weekly chart, we do have 5 weekly green candles in a row, you want to take advantage of this momentum, right? You want to take advantage of this. And I'm not against the idea of having yet another consolidation pattern, maybe in this zone, maybe around all-time highs. I just don't see that happening. I just don't see price sustaining itself in that area, right? I mean, you have to think, think price is going to chop around for that long and sustain itself, at all-time highs. It's probably not the most likely idea. What you want to see is an explosion of price. That's what you want to see. You just want to see an expansion of price, right? We have been consolidating above the 200 SMA for quite a while now. But obviously we take it day by day, we take it level by level. And it is good to see that, price, is it's above the 200 SMA, it's consolidating, we're seeing volume returning, you know, and it's testing these key levels, you know, like $30, you know, things like that. So this is macro GME, you know, that we're kind of looking at. I mean, this is kind of like a very, very simple idea, that I just, you know, is kind of my take on this. Nothing too complicated. We're not overcomplicating anything. We're just kind of looking at it simply. So we have broken that 2827 zone on the weekly. If we go back down to our daily chart and check out there, so this is where you see that we did hit that resistance, right? Price got a little bit overextended, tested the upper range of this channel, and got knocked down at that 3260. And so on our 4 hour is actually where we hit the fair value gap. Exactly, price gets overextended, hits the fair value gap, and hits our standard deviation bands up here, right? So price got a little bit overextended on the daily and the 4 hour, which is fine because on the 4 hour you came back and actually tested support at the midline of this channel. And so, you know, at this point, a weekly, any close this week above 3080 is preferable, right? So this week we want to close at least above 3080. If we go to the daily, the next, guys, you know how we talked about 2450 like so many times in our videos, like 2450, and then literally once we broke 2450, we've already tested $33. That next level that we need to break is 3410. 3410 will unlock higher price action, like much higher. Like shit can get crazy above 3410. Like that is your next level, right? Like, you know, I told you guys, like once 2450 is broken, you know, we're testing $33. Like our next level is 3410. That will unlock higher price action, right? So that is your next major level. You know, it's really good that we're able to close above 2827 on the weekly. Our next level, man, is 3410, like full stop. So what are we looking at for tomorrow? If tomorrow is bullish yet again, right? If tomorrow is bullish yet again, then you would want to gap up actually. You would want to gap up again, right? Because you're currently right at kind of resistance here. You're slightly above it. You would want to gap up, fill this gap, and possibly test support here. So you'd want to gap up, test support, and then try to test 3410. So, you know, if that's what happens, then that's kind of what you want. You would want to gap up into tomorrow and then test that upper range at 3410. I'm just telling you, man, 3410 unlocks higher price action. I'm just, you know, it is what it is. Like 3410 is our next level. So, all right, pay attention to that. And anything above 3080 is a preferable close for this week. It would be a really good close. All right, so that's GME macro ideas and this is GME macro, and I just have the MACD pulled up here. Guys, the MACD is crossing the midline on a monthly time frame. Do you know the only other, or not the only other time, but you know the last time this happened? Literally in 2021, bros. 2021, literally the 2020 move is when price or when your MACD on a monthly time frame cross the zero line. Like and we are literally crossing the zero line on a monthly scale, on a monthly time frame. Look at this MACD, guys. Like what are we looking at here? This is so bullish it hurts. Like it's actually so bullish that it hurts. On a monthly time frame, your price action is bottomed on your MACD and then crossing the zero line. Yeah, that's pretty bullish. That's pretty freaking bullish, guys. If we go to our weekly, if we go back to our weekly chart and look at our MACD is flipping green on the weekly time frame as well. See price bottoming here. MACD is flipping green on the histogram again. Very good to see that, you know, your monthly and your weekly are both flipping green at the same time. So but very good stuff to see on GME's macro chart. We just have to take advantage of this, man. Like, no more bullshitting, no more like 3% days, like 4% days. Like, we need to start moving, right? We need to start moving and shaking. Like, we need to start eating up these levels, man, because we have a lot of momentum going for us, but there's only so many weeklies that, there's no rules against it. There's no rules that you can't have like 10 week green weeklies in a row, right? It's just like odds aren't necessarily for you, right? You want impulsive price action. You want really impulsive price action. So we need to see something that, starting soon. All right, so that's GME macro, GME ideas there that we went over. Let's head over and go to AMC. What did AMC do? Literally exactly that we discussed. It hit our point of control on our 4-hour chart, 501. 501 exactly. Price exactly tests our point of control and then got temporarily rejected. So, this is kind of our equivalent here is, price is kind of stuck under that point of control, was able to actually, finally break through during that May move, right? Price action is trading above our daily 200 SMA again, which is very good to see. So our next level to break is we need to break that point of control on the daily, then we need to break our value area high at a 562. Then the next level after 562 is 816. Now 816 is where shit gets real. You're going to test this. If 816 is broken, you will test this 3-year long downtrend in price. And like how we kind of like color coded GME. Well, let's color code AMC real quick. I know we've gone over this multiple times, but let's just kind of color code it real quick, right? So we have our macro downtrend, just like GME, but we'll color code this. Again, we'll make this blue. What do we have here? We have our macro downtrend in price. We'll color code that blue. We have our bottoming pattern in price. Here, we'll make this yellow or orange. We have our bottoming in price. Here, we'll make that orange. And then you have your expansion in price. And we'll make this red. Or actually, let's make it green. Let's make it green, right? Because price is going up. All right, so we'll make this expansion green. And so this is essentially what we're looking for in AMC, right? You have your macro downtrend, you have your bottoming in price, and your bottoming in price creates two downtrends, right? So we fully bottom in price with AMC, but you see how price action has two bottomings before the 2021 move? This is our two bottoming in prices, right? So we have two downtrends that price creates before it tests the macro downtrend, or before it fully breaks the macro downtrend, right? So macro downtrend, again, price will overshoot this 3-year downtrend. Price will overshoot it and then come back and retest. This is essentially what the 2021 move does, right? You fully bottom with two downtrends. Price shoots up above the macro downtrend, comes back and retests, and then you have your sustained move, right? Then you have your final move. So, this isn't necessarily going to happen for AMC. There's no telling, what this. Obviously, it will look different. Price action will look different. It always does, right? This is why I'm kind of against people even using fractals. I wouldn't even use fractals. I would just use, just structure, right? Just pure structure. Like we just did. We simply just color coded the chart. There's nothing complex about it. But the problem is that this obviously looks different than this. This obviously looks different than this. You're just kind of trying to find similar structure and price, right? And this price has to break this 3-year long downtrend. And it's that simple. It's that simple. Once this 3-year long downtrend is broken, it will give you access to these higher price targets, right, that we have on our charts. So it's really that simple for AMC. Like it's not complicated at all. It's really not complicated. So anyways, so we went over macro AMC, macro GME, bunch of different stuff. Let's pull up costs really quickly here. So again, cost is just trading in this triangle. It faked the hell out of us today. We thought we were breaking out. Nope, hits that 100 SMA, comes back to retest. Now, that's perfectly fine. If we are just coming back to retest the triangle breakout, whatever, that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. We did dive back into support, our volume-based support level that comes all the way back down to 715. Preferably we do not come back and test the 680 and then the 659. Preferably, this is just a retest of the breakout. So we are able to break that 100 SMA sitting at that green line. So next levels of resistance for costs, if this is a breakout, would be 927, then 1132. 1132 will unlock a lot higher price action. So those are next levels for costs. Costs is super simple. It's literally just trading in a triangle. Like it's really that simple. There's nothing too complicated with it. All right, so again, let's expand on this MicroStrategy short idea that played out perfectly. We are down quite a bit from all-time highs. Down 33%, so we're already down 33%. Until we talked about it. I was essentially in the Discord. We gapped up on that Thursday. I don't know if you guys remember, but we gapped up in pre-market to literally all-time highs. Like we gapped up to all-time highs. It was like last Thursday, and I went short, man. I was like, this is insane. Like it doesn't make any sense. We hit that 1.618 extension pretty perfectly at that 543 level, got rejected. We hit our standard deviation, price got pushed down. It was obviously it was ridiculous. Think about it, 540, like that was pretty crazy, right? Like I was short in there for sure. So our idea now is to take profits on any shorts and kind of reassess ourselves. Do I think that it can go lower? Yeah, absolutely. But we have to think is that this is also happening during a Bitcoin pullback, right? So if Bitcoin can find support here and I think people were kind of freaking out because we were about to break 100,000 and we had about, 7-8% dip on Bitcoin. If $95,000, stays resistance, continue to be bearish. But, honestly, once that 95K zone is broken, Bitcoin can go even higher. We are on the daily time frame, and your MACD is starting to turn red on the histogram. So, we can have lower price action. Price action could come all the way back and test let's see here, probably 87,000, probably all the way down to 87,000 if you really want to, right? So it could come up to this fair value gap, get a rejection, come all the way down to 87. If it truly wants to. Right now, 95,000 zone is going to be resistance. That's going to be the zone to break, right? It's a pivot zone, right? If you break 95,000, you can go up to all-time highs. If 95,000 acts as resistance and you're going down to 87, it's kind of that simple. It doesn't help to have your MACD coming down like this on the daily. Let's look at our weekly. Weekly's not too shabby. Yeah, honestly, you might have to test that 87, 85 to 87. You might have to test that to get more juice in the tank. Now that I'm kind of looking at it, let's go to the 4 hour and see how we're looking. Yeah, we just got overextended on that move and just had to come back. But we are at support. This doesn't even look that bad, honestly. That just looks like a healthy pullback in price. I know it looks crazy because you went from 99,000, but on your 4 hour, your MACD is kind of bottoming out. You found support, within our channel. So this isn't looking too bad, man. I think MSTR can go higher. I think a lot of shorts are getting like too. I mean, shorts are celebrating, man. That's a huge deal. A drop of 33% that quickly. I mean, shorts are definitely celebrating, but Bitcoin goes back to all-time highs. Well, MSTR just bought an additional 5 billion Bitcoin. This thing could squeeze even higher. If I'm being honest with you, I mean, it really could. This is insane price action. This is insane price action. So if price does decide to squeeze higher, we could target. Let's just take a super simple fib extension from this level down to here. We could target upwards of 677. So this next weekly candle. This all depends if Bitcoin is able to break 95,000. Again, Bitcoin has to break 95,000. Price, if Bitcoin recovers and does something like this, like maybe we go down to even test the value area high at 90,000 or 89,000. So your value area high would be at 89,000. And then if price recovers to all-time highs, you could see MSTR on the next weekly hit something like this. Like absolutely obliterate shorts. Okay, that honestly is kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Maybe something like this. Boom. And then come back down. I mean, it looks crazy, but that could legitimately happen. I mean, shorts are getting too excited, man. And like, this stock is insane. Like this stock is already short squeezing. I mean, it's squeezing the hell out of shorts. It could blow off the top. But this all kind of depends if Bitcoin is able to break that 95K zone. So honestly, for me to re-enter, I'm going to be honest with you, I shorted MSTR. I mean, I was talking about MSTR short in the Discord from literally the peak. I mean, whenever we gapped up on Thursday, I was like, I'm shorting the hell out of this. And then I made a YouTube video. I was like, I'm shorting this shit even more. For me to enter another short position, like just for me to feel good about it, like I don't want to chase. I don't want to force a trade. If I was going to enter another MSTR short, I would wait for Bitcoin to first break 95,000. If Bitcoin breaks 95,000, then I would wait for MSTR to make a blow off the top above this recent high on the weekly, and then I would short again. Then I would feel good about shorting, right? So our next targets, if that does happen, would be 677 or 879. Honestly, if Bitcoin can't even break 100,000, then this shit's dead. Like MSTR, if Bitcoin cannot break 100,000, then the stock is dead, because all this stock is a Bitcoin cold wallet. That's all it is. Like this stock is. There's literally nothing else to the stock. There's nothing else to the stock. So kind of look for. I already made a whole video on MSTR, so I would just watch that video. Don't even watch this section of this one. But, anyways, let's go over that bonus stock that we talked about. Wall Street Bets posts billionaire Israel Englander ditched 70% of his Nvidia stake for Walgreens. Why Walgreens? Now that I'm looking at the Walgreens stock, it might actually make sense. This thing is plummeting. Absolutely plummeting. Let's see how much of a loss this is. Let's take this measurement. 91%? I never thought I'd see the day. I honestly, I mean, you got to think about how strong of a name Walgreens is. I mean, I'd never thought I'd see the day. I mean, look, maybe someone correct me in the comments. Am I looking at this right? Like, did I just use the measurement tool correctly? We are down 91% on Walgreens. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy, man. I mean, this is like a household name, man. Everyone knows Walgreens. I mean, there's a Walgreens down the street. Go drive around for 5 minutes, and there's a Walgreens. I was in Walgreens the other day, just picking up. I mean, there's like shampoo. There's like, there's like stuff to shave with. I mean, come on, like household items at Walgreens. This is kind of crazy. It's like It's literally like CVS going to zero. Wait, let's honestly look up CVS. And I'm thinking about it. How do I look up CVS? CVS health stock. See, I mean, CVS is still tanking, but wait, honestly, CVS might be a buy here. Wait, so CVS, how much is CVS down? CVS down 50%. Honestly, this, guys, and you got to think about top performers during a bear market are going to be those companies that have household items, that have small items that people can actually afford during a bear market, right? I mean, if I'm broke as hell during a bear market, I'm still gonna be shaving, right? I'm still gonna want shampoo, I'm still gonna want deodorant, I'm still gonna want to buy, cards, for relatives or whatever. Just, you got to think about, long-term performing stocks. I mean, is Walgreens going to file bankruptcy? Probably not. Maybe it's in the cards, but, just looking at this chart, I mean, down 91%. Yeah, I think it's good to bet on this stock going to the upside. We're at kind of like this pivotal moment in Walgreens here because we've hit the value area low. We've hit this value area low sitting at 807, and we slightly bounced off of it. This would be a good area to enter Walgreens long-term. A long-term entry into Walgreens. This would be fine. This would be a good entry here. Now, if we break 807, if we break that value area low, you could slip lower to 723 and then to 640. So 723 and 640 would be your next levels for Walgreens if 807 were to break, right? Because as of now, you see we have this rejection from point of control, and now we have bounced off the value area low and are now retesting that this point of control is sitting at 927. So Walgreens needs to recover 927. For me, I'm entering a position here. I don't give a shit. This is Walgreens we're talking about. I personally go to Walgreens. Honestly, I don't even go to Walgreens that much, but I go to it to enough where I'm longing this thing. So let's set up a little trade here. And this is a long-term trade. I'm not, what is going on here? What the? Why is it? I'm trying to long this thing. I'm not trying to short it. This would be a long-term trade. This isn't, like a buy. Why is it doing that? Super weird. We'll put our stop loss below that value area low. And then, this is a long-term trade, man. This isn't a trade where you jump in and you just, let's target this point of control first. Yeah, but this would be a super long-term trade. This isn't something that you just buy and, day trade or anything like that. This would be something that you have long-term conviction with, within this trade. But I mean, this is kind of weird, man, that you're seeing CVS and Walgreens getting hit so hard. I mean, they're getting hit brutal. I mean, CVS down 50%, Walgreens down over 90%. For me, this could actually be a long-term investment. I mean, this honestly kind of reminded me of that Alibaba. Whenever we saw Alibaba absolutely tank, and I posted in the Discord, I was like, this is a value stock. Like, this is a buy. Like, you buy Alibaba at these prices. Like, you have to. Unless Walgreens files for bankruptcy, I mean, this is a steal. Man. Like, if you want to DCA in these, I'm personally DCAing in these levels. I'm DCAing. If we happen to, slip even lower, I'm just going to keep DCAing. This is a long-term trade. Am I saying YOLO your entire account of Walgreens at this level? No, but I'm going to DCA some here. I think this is a very good point to start DCAing into Walgreens, man. DCA here. If we slip here, DCA. If we slip here, I'm going to DCA more. And like below this, like, bro, like the stock's going into bankruptcy or some shit. So, whatever. Like, you fucked up at that point. But this is a good point, man. To bounce off this value area low at 807. Yeah, I mean, this could be a very good long-term growth stock, you know. Just something to think about, something to look at. So we'll keep an eye on Walgreens, see what's going on with it, and, you know, see what happens over the coming weeks. So, anyways, that's the entire video. We went over a lot of stuff. Make sure to join the Discord, man, so you can have access to me. It's much easier that way, and watch my videos too. You guys in the Discord be asking questions like, yo, this guy posted this, is this legit? And it's like, you have like 20 videos on this shit. Like, I have over 80 videos on my account. Just watch this shit, and it's worth it, man, because, you know, if this MOAS stuff really does happen, like, you know, we need to know about it. So more information, the more stuff that we can share, the more ideas that we can go around. Because I'm open to everything, man. I'm open to, you know, I'm open to a slow loss. I'm open to whatever, you know, at this point, because the price is moving like a snail. But we need to start picking up the volume. We need to start picking up price action, and it needs to happen now. Like, it needs to happen now, because stars are aligning, you know. And you're having, you know, SPY and IWM at all-time highs. You're having crypto pumping. You know, the stars are really aligning for this shit. So I mean, this needs to happen now. $30 was a great start, but we need to go higher. Like, it's that simple. All right, that's the whole video. Appreciate you guys for watching, and peace out.